we gotta talk about DeWalt chucks. The simple fact is, every time I change one of the DCD996 or DCD996, this happens. Every time I make a video of that none too elegant method, there's always people to come out and criticize the approach. A lot of you say that using this for chuck surgery is brutal, destructive and unnecessary, and there are better options available. Well, I would disagree in the case of these DeWalt chucks. This is the least suboptimal option you have. Don't get me wrong, guys, I do appreciate your comments and your tips, and I've got a lot from my comment section. But the first option I am offered to remove the chuck, and what I've done wrong, as people say to me, you haven't removed the center screw, you idiot. Here's the thing about that. These two DeWalt models are very much like that nice lady you met from Bangkok. There's no screw hole where you would expect it to be. These chucks are actually torqued onto a threaded part with no center screw and probably Loctite as well. A lot of other models and other brands have that center screw that people speak of, so they're not completely wrong, but they are wrong in this instance. Now, the next method is locking an Allen key, a big hexagon key, in the chuck and beating the living hell out of it with the biggest hammer you have in your arsenal. Don't get me wrong, this method can work, but there are certain instances it's not applicable whatsoever. If you have something already stuck that you can't remove from this chuck, you got to go to plan A again. If it doesn't lock properly on this here, it's no use anyway, and beating the living hell out of it is very, very bad for the gear assembly. The next option is taking the whole drill apart, removing the gear assembly, then taking the gear assembly apart, pulling out the chuck and the stub it's attached to, putting it into the vise and removing the chuck, putting the new chuck on, then reassembling the whole thing. The only reason I dismiss this option as not the right one is because of the amount of time that would take to do. I can't suggest this or recommend this as a real world repair if you got to spend that much time on that drill. It's just not worth the labour involved. This brings me to another option that I've shown on my channel before, the two screwdriver method. There's a couple of reasons why this elegant but flawed method is suboptimal. It involves locking your drill in a vise and prying with two strong screwdrivers like this, gently. You get this out, easy peasy, whatever. So we get this out, and then we lock this in the vise and then remove the chuck, much like you would do with a teardown. The reason this is flawed, you can break the tips off your screwdrivers, and when you go to tap that back in, which is what you do when you have the new chuck on, the drill can constantly be locked in hammer mode, no matter where you turn the dial, screws or whatever drill, she's still on hammer. So that makes this suboptimal, and I don't recommend that any longer. With all that, we're right back where we started, with the only effective weapon against the DeWalt chuck. This is the only piece of surgical equipment, brutal as it is, that I can use on a DeWalt chuck, and one every time. I recommend using gloves and safety glasses when you're doing this job. And I also recommend that you hit the like button if you're watching this video and enjoying it. I use these Metabo Futuro Plus S2M. These are the best chucks you can get, in my opinion, and they're still relatively affordable. You're not just replacing the chuck when you're buying these, you're actually upgrading. This one's got a center screw with it, but you'll not use that. I'm going to use a bit of Loctite on this one because it's, you know, like I say, there is a little bit of thread damage. These do go on tight. There we are. So here we are. I'm calling that fixed. So in conclusion, the angle grinder method is suboptimal, but it's the least suboptimal solution to these chucks. It's always wire, and with these you always win.